So you did make it in time. Good work. What did you find out from this document?
I didn't have time to read it.
Fair enough. Well, let's hope this is enough to bring Zoolan Rice down. I need to get this to the FFI board right away.
All we can do is hope that they listen to Detective Smith. What if that evidence isn't enough to convince the board? If we beat Brazil, it'll cause all kinds of trouble for Mac and the others. I'm not sure what to do.
There's only one thing we can do. We made a promise to Coach Human that we'd win, and I, for one, am not gonna let him down.
You're right, Archer.
Evans, I hope you're not even considering going easy on them. Brazil are tough opponents. If you go into this game with that attitude, you won't stand a chance.
Yes, Coach! Granddad's 5th rule was called Ice Cold Composure. He said, let nothing sway you from your goals. We're getting better every day. If we play our way and give it our all, we're more than ready to take on Mac and his team. And we can do that right away. You would speak to Cammy to initiate the match. As usual, I like to skim read all the dialogue of the people in the area. I know I'm not giving you nearly enough time to read it, but the most dedicated of people would pause the video and read it. It's a chance to learn everybody's names and faces before the match actually gets underway. Yeah, I'm not doing a very good job of justifying it. It's pointless. It's absolutely pointless. But I mean, you can talk to Zoolan Rice on the overworld, surprisingly. He doesn't even say ... like Ray Dark did in the Italy match. He's actually got lines. But nonetheless, we will press on and talk to Camellia to start the actual match itself between the Kingdom and Inazuma National for a place in the final. Watch out, Mac, we've got our sights set on reaching the top of the world.
Come on, Garotos, show us what you've got.
And what I've got is a stylus out of a 3DS from about 6 revisions ago. To be fair, I'm playing on a very middle of the road 3DS right now, just the original 2DS. It was the cheapest one to get made into a capture board. Yes, I do have a capture board, despite consistently getting a comment on pretty much every single video of the series asking where the ROM for this game is and how I emulated it. I didn't. I just spent far too much money. These things are not cheap, and if it ever broke, I think I'd have to hold a funeral for it. But nonetheless, this is the Kingdom and everyone taking part on it. Fairly normal names. Nobody here is really into the whole pun stuff. They're just actual Brazilian Portuguese names. But fair enough, that's to be expected of a serious team. But despite them being a serious team, it seems the whole you cannot start the game with the ball in the first half of any match has just kind of subsided. Now we can just start the game with the football. So fair enough, I'm not going to complain. In fact, I'm going to try and give Jordan Greenway one of his first goals of the series. Astro Gate or Cosmic Blast? Let's be canonical. We'll go with Astro Gate. And then Jordan's used up all his TP for the entire match already, so I'll probably have to sub him off. But he contributed. Is he going to score, though? Wild Claw is not the most impressive move at all. Wild Claw is the goalkeeping move of the very first team from the very first tournament in the original Inazuma 11 game. And they decided, whoa, second to last team of the tournament? The favourites to win, the team hosted by the main villain of the game. Yeah, let's give him Wild Claw. That's more like it. Super Elastico. So good. Now the ball is in the hands of Mac Robingo, the actual captain of the team. And when they're trying, they're good. They weren't trying before. They might even get to take a goal at this place. But indeed, this is, of course, the Kingdom. And this is certainly one of the most free-running matches in the game. It's just an unobscure. Why are you using spinning shot? Mac, you have a signature move and you used the weakest shot in the game. That's not a joke. Spinning shot, although it's tied with other moves, it is the weakest move in the game. For heaven's sake. No, sir, no way. How did you keep that 20 TP shot out of the net? Oh dear, come on, Kingdom, up your game. I know you're good. You've just got to prove it. There we go. They've fired up. We'll finally see what they're capable of. But of course, the Kingdom is a very serious story-based match. If you were watching this in the anime, then everyone's a little bit depressed, fearful of the Zoolan Rice influence. It's not got the fun factor of most Inazuma 11 matches, put it that way, and indeed the Brazilian team are playing with a lot of stress on their side, as I'm sure you're able to tell from the context surrounding the match. But Brazil were undefeated in the group stage, even against the other team to now have reached the final, Côte Victoire. Brazil do have a legit win over them, so no doubt they are good, but
it looks like something's the matter with Mac Robingo. He was absolutely exhausted.
there's something different about the way Mac's playing. He's still brilliant, but he's not the same player. He's just using brute force. Mac, is this really the way you want to play?
Inazuma National are a good team. I want to give them a good game. I want to be able to look them in the eyes.
Minion.
What will you think you're doing, Robingo? You have only one goal, to win. If you don't do as we say, well, we cannot guarantee the safety of the people who are most dear to you.
Yeah. And so he's not going to take the ball or anything. We're going to carry on. We might even be able to extend this lead, which is still worth doing. No, fair enough. They've got decent defense on their team. I do admit that the Kingdom has one of the nicest kits in the Inazuma series. Just straight yellow. It's the real Brazilian kit. Just like Argentina. Like, they didn't really design their own. They just used the real one. But that works in its favour. It looks good. Speaking of that, I should really get another Inazuma National or some sort of Inazuma 11 cosplay, because it's the easiest cosplay in the world. You just wear a football shirt and a wig if you can really be bothered. And I've had an Inazuma National costume for a while, which I even wore in my Q&A video, but I want to have another one, to be honest, because it makes great loungewear. You can just wear it indoors as though it were nothing. It's just a football shirt, but it makes you feel like you're an Inazuma 11 character. It's not even expensive. But this will hopefully score a second goal for us, and then we should be in an advantageous position going into the next match. Now he's going to use Capoeira Grab. That's his actual signature shot, signature save, but it's not going to be good enough. It's got very high TP. It is a powerful move. It just doesn't look it, put it that way. But that's going to be the end of the first half. Well, alright, fine. Sliding tackle. Alright, fine. Whirlwind cut. I suppose that works in my favour. It narrowly reduced their TP at the expense of an extra 20 seconds of the video.
We're just getting warmed up.
An official line from Scylla, the Qatari player that I randomly recruited.
The Brazilian team are really, really good, especially Mac Robingo. He seems to have superhuman strength.
Bah, just look at Zoolan Rice standing over there, bold as brass.
Try as you might, you'll never be able to stop me. No one can. That's where you're wrong.
Prime Minister Vanguard, Detective Smith.
Wow, the US the US president is here too.
I'm more humble than you would ever believe. Of course I can make time to appear in a children's soccer match. I'm very, very humble. Now listen to me, Rice, and listen good. The world is not going to stand by and let you get away with this.
Mark, that document you just gave me has implicated Zoolan Rice in something truly unforgivable.
I've both saved and ruined the character of the US president from Inazuma all at once. I made his Inazuma 11 wiki article, but now I've just turned him into Donald Trump. You've been trying to turn him into some kind of footballing machine, haven't you? Some kind of superhuman player. But look at what you've done to him. He's physically shattered. Was that true, Mac? When did this start? When was it you sneaked into Zoolan Rice's mansion?
Disculpe, forgive me. My family are being held hostage. I could not resist. I had to let them carry out these experiments. Garrotos, you did so much to help my team, and this is how I repay you. Sinto mucho. I am sorry.
Rice, how could you do this to Mac? What were you thinking? Mac Robingo is a great player. He doesn't need any enhancement. Ha, I made him more powerful. What are you complaining about? He should be grateful.
No, you think so, do you? Well, look around you, Rice. Listen to the fans. Pay attention to what they have to say.
What?
You what? The Brazilian team's families were held hostage? You have to be kidding!
Mac Robingo looks like he's in pain. It must be those weird experiments he's been subjected to that were released into public domain.
Of that we have really good hearing and overheard it. And Zoolan Rice said it in plain sight, implicating himself in front of various world leaders. Those are the voices of people who truly love football. You may have tried to use this tournament to ramp up tension between countries, but it was never going to work. And do you want to know why? Because the love people feel for football transcends all barriers.
Police forces around the world are arresting members of your organization as we speak. Come on, coach. It's time for you to retire. Very well. Zoolan Rice, I'm placing you under arrest. Fool, you dare to stand in my way. You will live to regret this. I'm happy to say your families are all safe and sound. The thugs that were threatening him have all been arrested.
Da verdade, is it true?
That means we can play real, honest football, the way we want to play.
There's nothing holding you back now. Let's go out there and give it our all.
Muito obrigado, garotos. We thank you. We will never forget this. Vamos, la team. Let us show everyone that the kingdom rule the world.
I think that's what your coach was trying to do. You know, don't take after him in that sense. Anywho, I will change my formation a tad. And we'll resume with the match. But now, of course, this is where the guaranteed goal is gonna come in.
Watch out, Garotto! Summer strike!
Sorry, does that constitute a spoiler? Yeah, they scored. It's confirmed now.
So, Mac Robingo's decided to show us what he's really got, has he? This is getting interesting.
Wow, he's really fired up. Well, anything he can
And of course, this is going to be the half, which is much better as a viewing experience, where everyone's happy again and playing football as we're supposed to. Gameplay-wise, it's no different. Whether Mac is still under the influence of his superhumanness is undetermined, but as long as the ball doesn't fall into his grasp, then you're fine. That's Samba Strike, Brazil the move. And no, wait, I can fire up. I gave Sean Frost a brand new move specifically for this match. It cost like 10,000 TP. It's a Wi-Fi download. I got it from Cool Kit in Tokyo Town Square. You cannot have this move at all without Wi-Fi, but that is Shadow Ray. Try stopping that one, losers. What's the context of Shadow Ray? You'll find out a little bit later. For the time being, you'll need to be a sight faster than that to stop me. So indeed, Brazil, I feel as though they should just be patched out of this game now. Give them a worthy break from the spotlight. They held the Olympics in 2014. And they held the Olympics in 2016 and the World Cup in 2014. Do you think they need a bit of time off to have a break, you know? Let's just go, Tsunami Boost. Why not? It's a bit of an easy way out to get a goal, but it's less powerful than Grand Fire. That's going to be my excuse. They can block it anyway. With Volcano Cut. Was hoping we were going to see something new, but never mind. Now we can at least see... Oh, Clone Block! One of the original strongest moves in Inazuma from the very first game. The weather's still crap, but I suppose that's realistic in some sense. The weather's not going to get better just because Zoolan Rice got arrested, but I kind of expected that to happen, given how it just started raining because he was here in the first place. It would be especially nice if we could actually explore Turtle Island in good weather after this. Just, to spout a very old meme, I like turtles. They're fun. They're fun to look at. That's a weird sentence, but Turtle Island would be nice as a pleasantries place. So, if you are watching this match in the anime, the main goal-scoring moves you would find in here would be the birth from Xavier. That's the first time you actually see the move happen, and possibly the only time you see the move happen. It's canonically meant to be with Sean Frost, but I've just got Xavier on the bench for this one. He can play in the final, seeing as it looks as though we're going to be there with a big 3-1 scoreline. Actually lining up for another goal, though. I'm tempted to let him have it. Yeah, he's going to get the chance if he's going off TP. I don't... Wow, okay, that didn't take up much TP at all. He is going to use it then. No, it's just a regular shot, so I think that's going to pretty much close out the match. Oh no, we're only on 26 minutes. Fair enough then. So this would put Brazil into a third place playoff with Italy then. And sadly, in a bit of a missed opportunity, that is not a match that ever happens in the game or the anime.
Because Brazil actually beat Inazuma National, couldn't you tell? Haha.
No, that Brazil fall at this stage. But there is no third place playoff, and that would have been nice. Because it's Italy and Brazil, they are the they were the two favourites for the tournament, and they would have got to face each other. But Fireball Head straight into a Fireball Storm. At least he braced himself. If the two fireballs cancel each other out, was that move just called Head? Having lost to a move called Storm, that's the end of the match. Inazuma National make it to the final. And Scylla gets another official line directly referencing the last scenario of the fireball moves. On Stonewall, has got Emperor Penguin number 3, and Xavier has got Celestial Smash. He'll definitely be playing in the final then. Yeah, we did it! We won! We made it to the final!
You won, Mark. I'm so proud of you. All of you.
It has been a long time since I felt like this. I was just able to play football without worrying about anything else. You gave us a great game. Obrigado.
We couldn't have done it without you, Mac.
You know, Mac, isn't it your technique or your power that makes you a good player? It's having the strength to try to do what's right for those around you, even if you end up being hated for it.
Obrigado, Axel.
Mac, you really are the king. Even though you lost. Ha 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 ha! I am the king now.
Can you hear that, Rice? That's the sound of football touching people's hearts. Your pathetic schemes and dreams of world domination will never succeed in sullying this great sport. If you say so. Eh? What's that noise? Ah!
We did it! Next up, it's the final. If we can win that, we'll have made it. We'll be on top of the world.
Blimey, number 1 in the blimmin' world. I feel like I'm dreaming. Well, we're facing Côte Victoire in the final, and now Zoolan Rice has been arrested. It's all about the football.
I meant to ask about Hector Helio. He seemed to know you, Mark.
Yes, he spoke to you in a really familiar way, and there was something about him that even reminded me of you.
That's weird. As far as I know, I've never met him before in my life.
There you are. What is it, Coach Travis? I'm afraid that Gregory Smith has been seriously injured.
What happened?
In the 4th hospitalization of the entire story, he was hit by falling girders and is in critical condition. He's been taken to hospital where he will undergo emergency surgery. I get the feeling you've had enough of characters having surgery in this game, but nonetheless you're going to have to put up with it.
Oh no, it's a Facebook meme in the task. Who did this? Rush to the hospital about Smith by walking through literally a door to nowhere. You even walk through it and just disappear, because that was the level of effort placed into that doorway's contextualization. And then we do take the boat to the hospital, but I didn't see no boat over there.
There you are. I take it you have come to visit the unfortunate Gregory Smith.
Rice? What are you doing here? We thought you'd been arrested.
Arrested? Dear boy, I am afraid I haven't the faintest idea what you are talking about. Do you, minion?
No, indeed not, sir. Zoolan Rice has not been arrested, I can assure you. He is a man of flawless integrity and is entirely innocent of any crime.
So blatant and explicit, it's great.
It pains me to see what has happened to Gregory Smith. I did so admire his commitment to justice and truth. But I'm afraid he made a terrible error of judgment when he attempted to arrest me. Clearly he was so busy regretting his wild accusations that he failed to notice those falling girders. You've got to be joking. You seriously expect us to believe it was just an accident?
I've had enough. We know you were behind this, Rice.
Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but don't you have someone you need to visit? Smith's operation is about to get underway. It seems we're not welcome here, so we shall take our leave. Farewell, for now.
Hey, wait! Yeah, don't try to keep them around, mate. It's not worth it. I won't let Zoolan Rice ruin football. Blah! The villain!
Now, Minion, I believe we have gathered all the data we require in order to put my plans into action. With the data provided by Team D and the Brazilian team, I can set about creating players that are truly superhuman. These powers will be at your disposal, Team Zoolan. Use them wisely.
Thank you, sir. We are honored.
First, I want you to take care of these little pests who have caused me so much trouble. Once you have dealt with them, your next target will be Dave Arrows, the manager of Cote Victoire.
Yes, sir.
Do you think he's a good guy? No, I get the feeling he's a villain. It's kind of like Lysander from Team Flare. Were you ever meant to suspect he might have been a good guy? Okay, he's not as obvious as Lysander. Oh, Detective Smith isn't there. My mistake for just inviting myself into an empty hospital ward. Do we go into the operating theatre? No. Then, oh right, Coach Travis.
There you are. Gregory Smith has just been taken to the operating theatre. Seymour is still undergoing surgery. It looks like it will be a long night.
Interjection from Cummy. Would you like me to become ill again?
Zoolan Rice is more powerful than we ever imagined. Now we know how dark his world truly is.
How can we defeat Zoolan Rice and protect the game we love?
Sorry to interrupt, but there's someone here I want to pay a visit.
That's definitely gonna be the wrong voice.
So, we made it to the final. It's time to decide who's the world #1. But we'll be taking on Grandad's ultimate team. Can we do it? Find out in